I'm not making progress on the project that I want to do because, well, you see, doing a vanity thing. So I guess while I got a minute, look at that fly. Brave little sucker. Like a tweaker on Friday. So we're going to go outside and knock a few bolts out of the trailer while I got a minute. A simple pipe repair is now turning into a massive bathroom remodeling project. I need to punch all of these out best I can, because that might be a challenge, because that's pretty thick metal. And I don't have a third set of hands, so I'm going to set you guys down while I do this project. Upon trial and error, I didn't get none of the holes punched out. Long story short, I couldn't get a good enough whack on it with a hammer to... That's some pretty thick metal. We're back in the house doing our remodeling project. Ripping the floor out. I can't move the toilet. I don't know if there's an easy way to move a toilet or not, but all we had to do is fix a simple drainage pipe for the sink, and here we are. Got it all gutted. Here I am. I think I'm peeling up my third layer, fourth layer, fifth layer, something like that of flooring. I got at least one more layer to go. Working on this layer, and I got that layer, and I'm probably going to pull a bathtub out. I'm going to tell you, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. If you want a job done, give me a call. If you want it done right, better call somebody else. And this is where we're at now. And now I'm on to the fun game of playing Tetris with the floors. We got a new bathtub, so the bathtub would go right in this little hole area. Put new flooring down on that, and obviously new flooring here. I had to replace the subfloor back in the little closet area, if that's what you want to call it. Really probably should have cut more floor out and replaced it, but we're putting good flooring over the top of it, so I'm not as worried about it. That back there was pretty bad. They put some cheap plywood down and wouldn't take any pressure. Matter of fact, I guess you consider that a beam. I'm not a carpenter, but there's, the beam runs lengthwise underneath the house. They had that one, this middle one right here, propped up on a 2x4, but not connected to anything. And it allowed the floor to be kind of like that. So I knocked that out, made some pieces. I really should... I made some pieces to brace it, and I should have got pictures and video of that. And the floor duct, that's just a hose that comes up to the bottom of the ductwork, and I tied a rope onto that, and I should have got video of my setup there to make that to where I didn't have to go. It's probably about a 5-foot drop underneath the house right here. So it made it to where I didn't have to drop down in that crawl space, grab it and pull it back up and fight with getting it into place. But instead I was able to drill a hole through the subfloor, pull it up, tie it to the pipe. So whenever I got around to it, and then once I got to it, I was able to more or less where the vent is, cut out half of it to where I can get my rope, hoping I didn't hit the rope to start with. But I was able to pull the rope up through the hole to hold the vent and then cut the rest of the square out. And it made it to where I could get it up and do what I need to do a lot easier than trying to get up underneath the house and fight with it. And I do have to give a shout out to Brewington, Jason Brewington. The guy that I drive the Pinto and the Thunderbird for. By trade, he is, I guess he's more of a handyman because he does a little bit of everything, but construction is kind of his thing, especially home construction. And I have been blowing him up, his phone up nonstop. Hey, what I do here? What I do here? What I do here? So big thanks to him for tips and advice, because it's coming up on winter time. He's trying to finish up projects before it gets cold out. He don't have time to come screw with my little piddly little project. And like he told me, he says you can do it. It only took pulling out the right gear. Well, I got the tub sitting in place. Got to do the drains and all that fun stuff still yet, but we got it in place. Had to do some grooving on the wall and grinding and all that other stuff that I know how to do outside with metal. But we got to go. This is current status of the bathroom. Floor is pretty well done. Bathtub is in. Well, outside I have a shower head, wherever it's at, right there. That little spot there, we don't have a shower head on, but bathtub is functional, been tested. Well, ran water, checked it and drained it and all that fun stuff. My wife's got to do all the drywall. She's putting a shelf in here. And like I said, we got to do a lot of drywall work. I got to get the toilet in, which I'm going to wait till obviously the drywall is done. And I got to get the sink in, which as you can see is a drywall waiting project. So that probably just about concludes up my portion, my contribution to this whole bathroom project. Wasn't even planning on doing it. I was started on a trailer, as you guys can see, but here we are finishing this up. Well, consumed by this. It's been like a 2-week ordeal here. Like, daggum. So I guess we're going to go ahead and close this one out. Get it on the old inner tubes, which you guys will, if you made it this far, you already know you're on the inner tubes. So, remember folks, they can't find you handsome, make sure they find you handy.